What's happening, everybody? It's me, Rod. I hope everybody's doing well and staying safe and healthy out there. Today, I want to work on this particular tune. This is entitled "Segment" by Charlie Parker, and it's kind of it's reminiscent of like maybe like a night in Tunisia as far as the changes go. It's a fairly simple song, but it has the melody is a little tricky, and more so particularly for guitar because of just some of the intervals. They're kind of maybe not as common, but absolutely common in bebop, and that's why I really encourage you students out there to really study bebop if you want to learn to play jazz. Period, not just jazz guitar, but just the language of jazz, modern jazz. It requires a lot of study of bebop because that's the foundation. It's like learning the ABCs of the music. So that's why Anthropology, Donna Lee, Scrapple from the Apple, Moose the Mooch, like all of these bebop melodies are great for developing, you know, developing a working fingering, I guess, mechanics of bebop. Because the primary thing for guitar is trying to execute the horn lines on guitar, which requires a lot of study, particularly with the fingerings. The fingerings are everything with playing guitar, not just bebop, but period. But as you may know, you know, trying to emulate a horn is even more difficult because, you know, they're playing like this with two hands, almost similar to a piano player. They're playing here, whereas we're playing here, and we're trying to jump, you know, play all these similar lines with just one finger. Although the picking is also very important as well. So we're gonna go through segment. I'm gonna play a little bit along with. Found a pretty decent play along track, a backing track on out on YouTube. So I want to go through the melody. I'll play some, and then we'll talk about how I'm fingering the melody and a quick, easy way for you to get to the fingering as well. So here we go. Okay, really quickly, let's go through this melody. It's not a difficult melody. It just has some really quirky intervals. So this is the fingering that I found to be helpful for me. So we're gonna start on F, and I'm gonna use the index finger and roll that, and then I'm gonna use the ring finger and roll that. Let's stop right there. So we're gonna go. So I would encourage you to break it down into sections until you can put it all together, just like a puzzle. You're gonna go. You're gonna jump this. And the tricky, like I said before, the tricky thing is that you're jumping strings on this melody, which makes it a little bit more challenging than most of your bebop chromatic type of melodies. But yeah, it's really good for right hand technique as well. So then you're gonna go. And that chord that I'm playing is not necessarily a part of the melody. The melody line is, but I think it's hip to add, you know, additional harmony. You don't have to do that. You can play that if you like, but I think it's hip to add the chords, you know. But then we play it again. So we got, so then Bird plays something like, he'll play, which is not necessarily, it's not, I wouldn't say it's part of the melody, because he just goes into random improvisation over the bridge changes. And let's quickly talk about the bridge changes. I've seen it where it says that it's a half diminished to a altered dominant to E flat minor 9 or E flat minor 7, and then I've seen it where even with Bird improvising over it, he's more so alluding to more of a major 2/5 resolving to a minor, and then going. Of course, this one is definitely major 2/5. So the only, I guess, questionable change would be the minor 2/5, and it's really very minute. I mean, you could play, if you're soloing, you could play that minor 7. I mean, the flat 5, just for more dissonance. Even if somebody hits that, if you're playing with a piano player or whatever, and they they're playing that minor 7, it's gonna provide dissonance, which is hip. So I would tell you not to get too caught up in that, because some people are like, well, man, it says minor 7 flat 5, but that's very, don't get caught up in the minutia of that. More so, you just want to be able to come up with some hip lines for that 2/5, and then this one. So after the 2/5s, then we go back to minor 2/5 and B flat minor, then second ending. And that's the whole song. So hopefully, like I said before, it's just good practice to share these bebop melodies, because particularly on guitar, they can be elusive, and you get called to do like Donnelly or something, and or even Segment, and you want to be able to play with the horn players as well. So hopefully that shed some light on Segment. And if you got any questions or comments, just shoot me an email or put a message in the message box, and I'll get to it. Stay safe. Talk to you soon.